So Monroe finally got us another sweep of the weekend. For the most part, happy with how we played. Again, we've got to be more consistent. We dropped second set in both matches, and of course, I'm not happy with how that goes. So we talked about it a little bit yesterday. Today's off day. We'll go through it again tomorrow with what we need to do changing going into Southern Miss this weekend. But overall, wins are wins. I'm happy with us being 15-11 at this point going into this weekend against a good Southern Miss team.
Most coaches don't like to use the term win streak, but
Right.
You are on a 3-game win streak. Just kind of talk about the last 3 games and where you've seen your team improve the most.
We are. So right now, my biggest concern is us getting healthy. We still, it's just that time of year, whether we're playing late or the weather's changing and we're battling sicknesses. So we can talk about a win streak, but for me, I'm always a 1 game at a time. And I think for us, it's hard because we've gone through different lineups every single time we've played, whether it's sets, whether it's matches. And so the best thing that I can take from that is people have stepped up and we've continued to be successful just with people not normally playing in positions that they would. So that's the best thing that I can take away from it. And going into this weekend, we are still trying to figure out what lineup we're going with due to, just personnel not being ready to go right now.
You served it so much better than ULM did the whole weekend. How much do y'all work on that? Just the pure, sitting back there and making the serve happen?
So we do that every single practice. We put them in situations to where they have to get so many in a row. They have to hit certain targets from certain locations based off of who we're playing that weekend. Because most of the time, we are going to serve at certain people. But some people are weaker from a certain side of the court from us serving, and so we focus a lot on that too. But serving is something that we do literally every single day in practice.
You got to your 15th win, obviously. We talked about weeks ago how you guys are trying to get past that 15th win. How much does it kind of ring in the back of your mind while also trying to take it one match at a time?
Yeah, so for me, it's all the time. It's been foreign to me to not win 20 matches since I've gotten here and been trying to get over that 15 hump. The girls don't know any different. It's not something that we present to them by any means, but for me, we've got to get past that. And we're in a position right now where it is very doable. Southern Miss is a good team, but if we play well and stick to our scouts, then, we can go win both matches. And then, we still have App State at home this weekend in conference tournament. So we are just looking at one match at a time, but it is something that I think about quite often, and it is doable.
I have to ask this because Matt and I talked about it over the weekend. You've got, obviously the 2 matches against West opponent coming up this weekend, but you close out against a team in the East that besides just winning, it really will have no effect whatsoever on conference tournaments, so forth, and seeding. Do you like the fact that you're only seeded by what you do within your division?
Not necessarily. We were actually talking about this the other day. I was having the conversation with somebody else, and it's hard because we only played 2 opponents on the other side, which I would love to play everybody just because you go into the tournament and you might not have ever seen your first opponent that you're matched up with, which can be a good thing, but it's also a bad thing. So, for me, it's senior weekend. It's our last weekend at home. It's momentum going into the tournament. You have all the reasons to win, no matter if it doesn't necessarily matter for seeding purposes. But it would be, I would love to be able to go play more teams, and it would be, I don't know the word that I want to use. That's PC with it, but instead of being seeded by division, the entire conference, because, you play them for a reason.
Shia hit 300 kill mark this weekend for this season. The last Cajun to do that in a single season was Kelsey Bennett. Was there a little bit of banter between the two going back and forth after she hit that mark?
No, I don't think there was any banner. I mean, there's been a little bit from the start of the season with her. I mean, she took the same number that Kelsey wore. And so there's been a little bit of that, just living up to who Kelsey was from day one. But, I mean, it's been great to see. We've had multiple players hit milestones this year. And so for her to do that when we still have a few matches, she has been our go-to. And she should have a good rest of the season and then even a good senior year to where we expect the same thing from her.